Well, today's the day. I've been procrastinating on this forever, but we're gonna install AC number 2 on the RV. We'll start on the RV as soon as we can. Make sure that we close up that big hole before it starts to rain, and just get it done today. So some of you might be wondering why we're installing a second AC. We have one currently. We had issues with it when we first bought the rig. It actually wasn't cooling very well, so they did replace that one. But we still feel that in Florida during the summer months, it still struggles, I guess, to stay cold. So our rig is pre-wired for 2 ACs. This is the one that's in the bedroom, and it actually comes pre-wired already with a thermostat. We won't be using that thermostat. I have the new one that comes with the Furion. So this is where the new AC will be going. Like I said, it's already pre-wired, so it should be pretty easy. Not easy, but you know, we know all these projects always have their hiccups. I'll try my best to get it done before the rain starts. Now to the fun stuff. There was a loose screw in there, so I'm just gonna keep that here just in case. This is it. This is what it looks like. There's another screw. That's not good. Another screw. 4 screws. So I just pulled it out of the box, and it looks like all 4 screws have plastic in them. So it looks like they were stripped out. I'm sure you can see that. They all have plastic, which is not a good sign. This thing is pretty heavy. It's like 80 pounds from what I've heard online. It feels like 80. One trick was to grab it from here. Alright. That was not fun. So this came from Amazon. I'm pretty sure I'm past the return date just due to my professional procrastination. So hopefully we don't have any major issues with this unit. It is heavy. I'm too tired for this. It's a little humid outside if you haven't noticed. So we got 2 broken tabs. So that's gonna be an issue. All right, we'll figure that out later. All right, I'm glad I opened this up. This stuff is broken everywhere. All right, so now I know where those screws are from. So it looks like this housing that gets screwed into here, all those screws stripped out. I'm happy I opened this up. This, see how loose it is? They also put this gasket that's supposed to be covering this hole. If I would have just installed this as is, it would have been running super inefficient just because hot air would be getting through this seam and it just wouldn't cool the way it's supposed to. Air would also get in through that hole right there. So, you know, this is a pain, but if you want it to work efficiently and get your money's worth, I think this is something you have to do on this unit particularly. Not all units are the same. So yeah, we'll go ahead and button this up, see if we can fix this unit right here. All right, let's get to it. So we'll start little by little, making sure that we cover it as much as possible. I don't think it has to be perfect, but as best we can. Kind of want to do the top first and then pull down at the same time. I want to push and pull. Make sure it's on good. And then we'll just keep doing that the whole way through. So we'll speed this up for you. All right, So I think that's good enough for that. We've done it all the way around. I didn't put it here just because it's super tight there. So I'm just gonna leave that as is. It was designed this way, but just trying to make it bulletproof, I guess. So we'll go ahead, close it up. Oh no, we can't close it up. We gotta do that unit first. So let me find some screws. All right, so we have four corners. So I got a drill bit. Got a drill. If you haven't seen, it's been over 100 degrees every day here for a while. It's so hot! So garage is no fun to be in when it's that hot outside. Where is this? Oh, there it is. All right, so we got one through there. This is what I'm talking about. So we got a little bolt, if you can see that, and a little nut. Perfect. Number 2 in there. And then we'll do this from the top. All right, so bring you in here just so you see what this looks like. So these bolts right there is what is holding this right there. All right, so we'll button those up with a couple nuts. I will put a couple washers in there. Oh, there we go. All right, we're good. All right, let me show you what I did. So you saw the first side, bolt, nut and bolt. Second side, screw with some thick washers. Maybe you can't tell on this side. There you go, same thing. All right, so we're good to go. We'll cover this back up. We'll cover this, put the shroud back on, cover it up. It is supposed to rain today, so I was hoping I could get this up on the camper before then. Gonna have to check the radar and see what's going on. That'll be the deciding factor if we put it on the roof today or not. But at least we got this done. This was the part that I wanted to get done first, that prep work. You saw how important it is. If not, it's not gonna work at its best. Hopefully those are the last of the issues, which if you've done any DIY work, you know that's not always true. Always run into issues, but the only thing you gotta remember is there's a solution for almost everything, which is kind of how I live my life. Don't think too much about the problems. Focus on the solutions and just move forward. If you have a problem, it already happened. We just gotta figure out how to move forward and fix it. All right, so that's it. It's all prepped, ready to go. I like that it's white. The GE that we have on top now, it's black. I feel like, why would you put black on a white roof? On an AC, it might be for a reason, but I'm pretty sure this will be more efficient in white, which is why I got it white. So I don't mind that it doesn't match the other one. As long as it performs better, we'll be all right. Then we have the control unit. 110 power goes in here. We have all the connections for the thermostat and the LED lights and the frost sensor. But all this gets done on the inside. Pretty sure the distribution box has a plug connector that goes straight into here, so there's not much wiring there. I think the only wiring is the 4 cables for the wall thermostat, which tells you right here, wall thermostat. It gives you all the labels. Then we have ground and power here. So I believe it's 6. We don't have a furnace, so we don't have to use a furnace. So that's it. And then these are furnace, compressor. So I think we should be okay. If not, we'll bust out the instructions and read. Well, this morning, this is what we got to deal with today. See what kind of screw this is. I think it's a square top or a square bit. So not a regular screw. We got square head. I'm sure you can see that. We'll just go around this whole thing and take it off. I think we're pretty close. Take it slow, make sure. Now, I haven't disconnected the power or anything yet, so I'm gonna take it slow. They use Wago clips, which is nice. So I'm just gonna disconnect the positive. If you're gonna do this, you really should disconnect the power, which I'm gonna do right after this. If not, you're gonna watch me get electrocuted. Do this with one hand. There we go. So this is out. Close these back up, just so you see what this looks like. Now we got a 14 by 14 hole. Gotta do some cleanup. All that rubber gasket. Still got a little bit of work ahead of me before I can bring up the AC unit. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Alright, so after I get this cleaned up, I think what I'm gonna do is lay down some Eternabond. Even with being careful, I was able to nick some of the membrane. So just to be safe, I'm gonna lay down some Eternabond. Alright, so we got the Eternabond down. I'll show you what it looks like. So I made a big square just to cover the areas that I nicked. And now it's time for the unit. Should be fun.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, so we got it up. I had to ask a neighbor for some help because it was a little too heavy for my wife and I both. But with the neighbor, we were able to get it up. So now it's up here now. It's just put in place. I already went inside, checked if it was over the hole, and I gotta adjust it a little bit back. And then once that's done, I'll clean up here, and we'll finish up the inside. So I think that this was the hardest part, getting the hole taken care of, the fan out, cleaned up, getting the unit up here. We're in the home stretch, so hopefully the rest comes without any major issues. So we'll see you soon. So this is the piece that separates the two sides, the intake and the out. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in. So here says this side front. So this one's gonna go towards the front of the camper. All right, so I have everything. I have the control box that we're gonna install, and we have the thermostat that's gonna replace, not sure if you can see it from there, but we're just gonna replace this one. First things first, this is gonna go in there. We have to rearrange, actually, okay, so this is for the thermostat. So that's gonna go this way. I don't know what this cable's for. I think it's just going across. It's not really for anything here. So everything I need, thermostat, power, and then 12 volt. 110 and 12. So the main thing is to let's get this open and out of here. This is just a storage box for the 110. Might need some more tools. I apologize if the lighting's real bad. There's not much I can do about it right now. So I'll check this one more time just to be safe. So I'll make it easy. Come on, that's what I'm doing. It has instructions on how to release it, and it's just hard. Come on. This is how you slice a finger. Oh my God. There we go. Hallelujah. And then one more time. So I get that. And that's gonna coincide with in here. So there's a little door on the back of this. It's supposed to unscrew that so you can get to the 110 connections. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again.
I am by no means an expert.
I am not an expert at any of this. I do not claim to be, and I am not. But I'm not colorblind, and most of this stuff is matchy-matchy to the colors. All right, so the plan for this is this cable goes through the back of the box, so it crimps it down and doesn't move. Then all that gets connected to these, and then that door gets closed up again. Then after that goes the rest of the stuff. So I should have brought all my tools at once instead of going back and forth like it does. So one more time for tools. All right, I was able to find some light, It's a Ryobi LED light. I actually got this for free. Home Depot had a deal where you got a tool for free if you spent, I don't know, I think it was $100. But, holy shit, is that better? Woo, I'm sweating up a storm. It is hot. All right, so I think that, hopefully that looks better. So you guys can see what I'm doing. There you go. All right, so we got some snips. We'll clean some of this up. So what I'm doing is stripping the plastic sheathing away from these so we can tie them in. All right, so we got power, we got neutral, we got ground. So now let's loosen up these. So I'm not sure if you see this hole right here. That's where this Romex is going to go through, because that way it'll keep it tight in the back and keep it from moving around. So we're going to put this in here. Let's cinch it down a little bit so it doesn't move too much. That way it can work without my shoulders killing me. So then we can match some colors up. So we have a few wire nuts, and we just match white to white. Just make sure these cables are upright. We got those two, and then the last is the ground. I also brought some electrical tape to kind of make sure everything is nice and watertight at least. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this in the incorrect order. So this is how I do things. I never learn, and I never do it right, but it gets done. So we'll take some tape and try to keep these guys separated. All right, everything looks good. Now you can push everything in, make sure everything stays somewhat together. I actually have to pull this cable out. All right, so that's good. Put the cover back on, screw in, do this one by hand so I don't strip it. Ooh, I'm dripping in sweat. And we'll cinch this back up again. Main power is set. Now, all this stuff's gotta go over here. Here's the problem. All of these things should be on that side, on the intake side. And so we gotta make sure it's not crimped by this piece, or on the sides either. So basically everything's on the wrong side on my camper to where it's supposed to be. So let's see what we can do. Keep everything on that side. See, that's the issue there. That's the issue. Ran out of battery. Sorry. Starting to put the bolts in the holes just so I can hold everything up and get everything out the way. I had to put down a towel on the bed because I'm dripping in sweat and I don't want to get the bed wet and sweat. So, Jesus. All right, so we want to make sure that all this cabling is off to the side. So we're gonna have to turn this around. It might not be long enough. Oh, I think we just got it. I don't think it's long enough. We got a lot of space left. All right, so my only issue now is that the Romex, the 110 cable, doesn't seem to be long enough to go around the side. So it might just have to stay going through the middle, which I don't like, but seeing that I don't have any other option, we're screwed. Everything else can pretty much go around. Get this through here. So this one can go this way, it's gonna live back in here, because I don't know what it is. It's gonna stay here. So this is gonna go here, backwards. No, I think it was right the first time. Over there. It's gonna go here. And right there. So that's where this box is gonna live. I might just put it in now, just to keep it out of the way. So I'm not gonna do that now because I still have to put shroud in. Oh my God. This is the one thing I was dreading, the heat. The heat. So, we got these two dripping from everywhere. You can get these. Can't do this without looking. I tried. There it is. This one. Let's screw those down just so that they're out of the way. So I did order a torque wrench. Comes in tomorrow. So I'll just leave this somewhat installed. Instructions say to torque it to about 40 to 50, between 40 and 50 foot-pounds. But I do want to get it down some so that if it does rain, it's not. I actually would like it to rain while it's open, just to see if there are any leaks. But I'm pretty confident it's gonna be okay. About 50% positive. So I'm gonna have to cut this down to size now. what's the size. So we're gonna measure here real quick. Go a little bit further. All right, so all I did was I put it in there, measured it with my fingers, cut a little slit. A little bit longer than what I needed, just in case. But I'll go grab a utility knife and just cut it down. So this is the foam that goes inside, which prevents cold air and the regular room air to mix. Because you definitely don't want to do that, because if you get cold air mixing back into the intake, your coils will probably freeze. Well, they will freeze depending on how much cold air goes in there. So we want to make sure to keep this separated. Plus you'll lose pressure going out to your ducts. So yeah, let's do that. All right, at least one tool I had close by. Jesus. All right, so I got a utility knife, and all I'm gonna do is, so they have this other shroud. If your opening or roof is much larger, you can add these to make up for the space. So there's already one installed, pretty much closed, so I think I just need to use the foam. I'm not gonna be using this, but this does have little lines where you can cut it. So I'm just gonna use that as a guide. So I'm gonna put the two pieces of where I cut on line number 2, right? And then just try and do as straight as I can. All right. Yeah, that looked pretty straight. Maybe a little wonky at the end, but we're not going for perfection here. We would like to. At this point, I want to get the hell out of this camper and straight up dripping. Straight up dripping. So the idea is to get these as far out of the way as I can. So this one's gonna go through the sides. So get that up there. Now, so, all right, so this end we're gonna cut a little bit. Make sure it fits. That works. That's better. And do the same thing on this side. Then I also come back with aluminum tape and close up any gaps. Oh, this is a little off. I think that's what's happening. So now, we can put this box up. Oh, come on. I have a fan here, but due to the audio, I don't want you guys to just be hearing a fan on the mic. All right, getting there, getting there, getting there, we're getting there. All right, so what's next? So we have this brown cable, which from what I understand is the thermostat cabling. This is for the LEDs. This I'll put up into the grills of the condenser. I think that's condenser. So we'll just put it up right in there. Well, before I do that, let me read the instructions again before I mess something up. So I don't want to bend those blades for no reason. All right, I need a break. I need the fan. I'll be back. All right, so while I'm cooling down, I went ahead and just popped off the thermostat cover just to start this. So there's that brown cable. That is, we're just gonna take off this thermostat. One, and two. So we'll take that off. So, oh god, we'll get the screw. The screws here. Cut these off because I don't have a screwdriver that small right now. So that's the old one. There's a new one. This thing works the same. It has a little back cover. Just twist it off. We're going to install this one. Cables go through. Can never be nice. Oh, I think I just got it to cover. Oh, I think we're going to be good. So I was afraid, since the other thermostat is bigger, the back plate, these screw holes, we're going to be able to cover. But it looks like we might get away with it. Just try and make sure this is straight. So that's one. Now it does have micro adjustments, so if I did put it in a little crooked, I can come back and change it, but I'm pretty sure my eyes are pretty good. So we're gonna use these to combine the cables. So we're gonna match them as best we can. These have 4, this one has 5, so we're gonna have to use some different colors. I'm gonna cut these back to... If you guys ever see a cable like this with a string, and don't know what the string is for, it's basically so you can pull it back and strip it. That's just a quick, easy way to strip if you don't have cutters or anything. So we have red, blue, green. I guess we'll use white for purple. So we're not gonna use yellow. Oh, Jesus Christ. Cut that with my foot. All right, so we're gonna pull back string. I always like to leave a little bit, because you never know you're gonna need anything in the future. So we're gonna cut these all to the same length, and I'll grab the string and the yellow, the string around the yellow, and then the yellow around here. So we're gonna go ahead and strip these down. Now, back in the day, I was in IT, and I did a lot of cabling. I ran a lot of cable for Ethernet, for phone systems. So this, I kind of know what I'm doing. That's that. And then we have these. We just don't like that. But, oh, that's not good. I think because it was nicked before, and I saw that, but I didn't really do anything about it. So, just cut off some more here. Just want to do a little bit shorter. So now what we'll do is twist these, put them in here, and then, now, my only issue is that this hole is not that big, so it is a big issue. So let's take this off. Alright, so what we'll do is, we'll move everything through here. Alright, so now we can keep going. So blue and blue, let's cut these a little bit shorter. Just make sure they're not coming out. Good. Cut this a little shorter on here. So you guys get the idea. Not that difficult. I would have liked to use the Wago. I'll probably do that later. I'll probably order some new ones. Take this all apart and redo it. But for now, this is what's gonna happen. Alright, so let's see if we can get these all in here one at a time. Hopefully. So that's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and 4. Alright. Put these screws back. Alright. That's done. What else do we got? This is what I really wanted the Wagos for. Now the last thing to do is to wire up all these. This is the cable from the thermostat, so I'll just be wiring those. Matchy, easy. Positive, negative I had from before over here. And then this stuff I don't need. And this LED and the freeze plug, which I'll be putting that up in a little bit. So that's my next task. And then after that, we got to put in some tape, some aluminum tape to cover up all those holes, cover up where that cable's going through. We got a bunch of holes that we want to make sure that we're covering up. So yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll do that next. I don't think I'll film that just because it's a tedious process. You've already seen me put cables together. So
A few moments later.
all right, so I think I got it all buttoned up. See there, everything's tied up. We got the tape in there as best we can. I want to test it. Only issue is I don't have 30 amp at my house or 50. I have 15, so I have 110. I have a extension cord. So I'm gonna plug that in and just see if the fan turns on. I do have a generator that I can use 30 amp with to test it. I'm gonna think about that. But just for now, I want to make sure the fan turns on and make sure everything's wired up correctly. And then I'll think about pulling out the generator. If not, I gotta wait till Tuesday till we get to Fort Wilderness and plug it in. Take some tools just in case. I gotta move some cabling around, but I'm pretty sure I got it right. Oh, it's not that hard. So let me do that. Oh, my legs are giving out. So you see here I have a 15 to 30, 30 to 50, and then I used the power staff or surge protector. So just gonna plug this in. See, the lights work. Breakers are still off. So I'm not sure which one is the AC, but it is here. Furnace, pump, ceiling, lights. So let's do the lights first. Slide out. Turn the refrigerator on. And then so this is pump, ceiling lights. I didn't like that beep. Check the lights. Lights work. Lights in here. Lights work. Alright, we're showing on. So let's see if the fan turns on. I'm not sure how to use this thermostat, so let's say fan speed 2, 3, fan. There it goes. Oh yeah, that's blowing a lot of air. That's nice. Let's see, fan speed 2. Oh yeah. We got one more. Oh, all right, that's cool. So the fan works. I don't know how to turn it off. Let's hold it. There you go. All right, so it's off now. All right, that's good. Fan works. That means at least it has power. Do I pull out the generator? I really don't want to, but I really do want to test it before we leave. All right, yeah, let me do that. It's gonna take me a while to get it out of the garage. You've seen the mess. So, yeah, give me a few. I'll do that. So, never mind that generator idea. I'm way too tired. My legs are killing me, giving out on me. I'm happy where it is now. Only thing I want to do for sure is torque it down. So I'll finish this tomorrow. Torque it down, finish it tomorrow, and then Tuesday when we get to Fort Wilderness, I guess we'll test out if the AC actually works or not. If it cools down, that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I mean, the whole process took quite a while. I'm pretty disorganized and a mess. So it usually takes me a little longer to finish these things. The wife couldn't help me put up the unit. It's too heavy, so we had to get a neighbor. And then, I mean, look at that. It's 95 degrees in here. It's hot to work in here. So, I'm taking a few breaks here and there, making sure I don't burn out. But I think I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'll put on the distribution box, and I just lightly screw it in so I have so I don't have to do so much work to take it out when I go to torque down these bolts. Yeah, I think I'm done for the day. See you tomorrow. Alright, so I bought the torque wrench. I just got it today, got back to the house. And so we're gonna go torque these down. Torque down these bolts. I ordered one on Amazon, but it's taking too long to get here. So I passed by Auto Parts and picked up a torque wrench. So yeah, we're gonna go outside now and go to the rig and torque down these nuts so we can finish this install. So we'll be getting on the road tomorrow about 10 o'clock in the morning. So let's see what we got. Let's open up the awning so we can cover some of this sun up. Let's see. Oh yeah. Woo! All right, so we're back in the heat, the hot box. We can turn on the lights now. And so these are the bolts. Wasn't sure. There we go. So there's a 3/8. So let's see how we can get you set up here. Let's get you set up here. All right. So we got extension. I set this up to 40 foot-pounds already. That's the wrong way. That's the right way. So we'll start at 40. It says 40 to 50. 40 to 50. Start at 40. I'll probably end up at 45 just to be in the middle and see how that feels. All right. I haven't reached it yet, so we might. Gonna have to get on the bed. Turn on the light. My knees are killing me from doing this yesterday. Let's do some more with the drill first, just to save our arms a little bit. Oh, my arms. 40 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but shoulders are killing me. Let's fast forward this. For being LEDs, these things get hot. So I'm seeing the metal bend. Still hasn't reached 40, so I'll probably keep it at 40 once we get there. Just make sure it's at 40. It's at 40. Let's go down to 30. Just make sure it clicks. Let's see. Because this is bending this a lot, so I don't want to go past this. Turn the fan on. I wasn't doing it before because of the audio. Let's do it. Now, here's my issue. It's tight. Still haven't reached even 30 pounds of pressure. Foot-pounds, sorry. And I don't know if you can tell there, the metal started to bend in. So, and it's doing the same thing in the back. So I'm gonna call it and say that's good, because the foam stoppers are pretty in line with the wood, so I'm gonna leave it there and hope it doesn't fly off. So the next thing to do is put the distribution box on. So we'll do that next. So right now there's only 2 screws left when I need 4. This should be fun. I'm telling you, it's never easy. Never easy. Oh, of course, now this is stuck. So the only thing it's missing is this little guy and this guy need to go together. So this is the cable for the LEDs. Go in there. Sure it's out of the way. I don't think these are the screws. They don't fit. They're not long enough. So let's go see if we can find the real ones. If not, if I have some extra. All right, so I found longer screws and just put them all in there. So I got all 4 this time. So this is basically finished. Now I'm just gotta put the cap, this cap on. It has this way front. That's the front. It's got little tabs in the back, so they just slide onto the tabs, and then should. But I forgot the screens. So let's take this off. Pop the screens on. So these are washable. You can wash these once they get dirty. Alright. So that's 1, 2, the other side. There we go. Alright. And now we put this cover on. Let's test the fan again. The one thing I do like about this unit, it is very quiet. I don't know if you can hear it. But I have my AC unit from the house on, another little fan on, and I can barely hear this. But this is on fan speed 1. Let's try 3. So, blowing out air. That's good. All right, one thing I want to see is the lights. So let's turn these off. Let's turn this off. And oh, look at that. So I believe they are RGB, so they should change color. Oh, look at that. Nice. That's pretty cool. Not very useful, but kind of cool. And to turn it off, press and hold. That's it. So I guess we gotta wait till tomorrow to see if it cools. The most important part. Good thing is the fan works. It's blowing air. These are a little rough. I think these are a little rough. I'll leave that one open. Might be because I screwed it down too hard, which is why this is rough or hard to close and open. But if that's the case, I'll just loosen up the screws a little bit. But there you go. All in all, it wasn't too difficult. A lot of back and forth from me. Don't think this was, I don't know if it's this is the actual tool or something's wrong, but that thing is in there pretty good. As you saw, I was bending the metal. I didn't want to go any further just in case I damaged it, because if I did, then that would suck. Probably have to buy a new metal shroud to replace that one. But it rained yesterday, it rained last night. I checked it, there was no leaks, there's no water coming in anywhere, so I'm happy about that. Up top we put on what's it called, the Eternal Bond tape. There were some nicks that I did myself into the rubber membrane, which I wanted to make sure that no water got in. So let me turn this off. No water got in, so I made sure that I covered that with Eternal Bond. Cleaned and prepped the area, used the prep spray for Eternal Bond, rolled it in, left some space on the inner side of that square just for this gasket, foam gasket. There we go. I've been thinking about that word for 3 days. Gasket, Jesus Christ. I gave some space. I left some space for the gasket to sit in, the inside of the Eternal Bond, but it still overlapped the Eternal Bond a little bit, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, we'll just test it out tomorrow and see if it actually cools down, if I did a crappy job or if I actually installed it correctly. I'm pretty sure I did it right. There was only a few cables to run. I know I was worried about the 12 volt because I couldn't remember which cables were positive and negative, but I was pretty sure of it. We had a purple wire and a white wire. Purple wire and a white wire, and usually purple is positive. So that worked. As you see, the lights turn on, everything, that's all run by 12 volt. So I'm happy. I'll be happy tomorrow when it cools. I'm sure my wife will be happy too. So on to the next one. I'll see you at Fort Wilderness again tomorrow. Once we connect everything, shore power, hoses, I'll get in here, run this one first, just to see if it cools. If not, we still have the main one. So that's why I wanted to do it now. I didn't want one to break. The only one we had to fail while we were out camping, and then not be left. So this is a pretty small camper. It's 24 feet inside, and one AC should be enough. At night, it's more than enough. The issue is during the day, it does have a workout, and it struggles to keep up during the day. That's what I'm trying to say. So adding a second one would just make sure that we're comfortable during the day. And at night, we'll probably turn off the main one and just leave this one on and close the doors. We do have sliding doors to keep our room closed off. But unfortunately, with one AC out here, we have to leave these doors open. These vents, that AC doesn't push too hard out of these vents. We try and close the ones in the bathroom, the ones in the living room, but it still doesn't come out this way. Hopefully with this one, we probably won't need those. We'll just use these quick cool vents, and that should be plenty. I think we'll be all right. So, all right guys, see you tomorrow. Unfortunately, I never got any footage of the AC working, but it does work, and it works pretty good. We actually got we were able to get, since that recording, we were able to get an electrician here to the house to install a 30 amp circuit, and this way we can run at least a single AC. So this is 30 amp. That way we can make sure that the camper doesn't get moldy, things like that. So we have the AC kind of set high 70s, 80 degrees. But I can show you now, AC is installed, and we can turn it on, set it to cool. There you heard the compressor turn on. Cools pretty good actually. The only issue I have with these units, which I've read online, let me turn this off. The issue with these units, this one specifically, the Furion, is that thermistor. So the sensor that senses how cold it is actually inside the airbox. So if this other unit is on and blowing cold air, this new unit reads as if it's much colder than what it really is, so it shuts down. And looking online, looking on YouTube, this is an issue that a lot of people have, and it seems to be an engineering issue that Furion has. One of the ways to fix that is to extend the thermistor's wire out to outside of the AC unit, which I might do. But I figured out a way to do it where if I leave the fan on the unit, so it's kind of an auto, but the fan's always on, it'll suck in ambient air and then turn on when it gets to the set temperature. I don't know if you guys understand me, but it's a weird way of getting this thing to work. And kind of the only thing that bothers me when we do that is that the fan is always on, so it's on all night. So I'm still trying to find a way of how to get this thing to work without having to open it, do some more work to the internals of it. But for the meantime, it's good. Haven't had any issues with it, obviously because of my beard. It's been a while since I filmed that stuff, so we've had several trips after that, and most of that content is coming. Also, it's been a while since I uploaded. This AC video was longer than I expected it to be, and it's one of the longest one I've ever made. It's just taken forever, and we've been super busy. Q3 and Q4 for us are some of the busiest quarters for us. So between traveling and the businesses, it's taken longer than I wanted to, but trying to get back on track. So we have this video's coming out, where I'm already preparing for the next videos, and hopefully we'll get more in a rhythm with the videos. So once again, thank you for watching. Again, this video was longer than I expected. If you've watched this far, I appreciate you, and if you have watched this far, please subscribe, smash that like button, and we'll see you on the next one.